Hiring. Independent contractors, paychecks, training, uniform, ADL wear, probation. A lot of people, we get a lot of questions, a lot of concerns, a lot of inboxes, phone calls about, can we use independent contractors? Can my company use independent contractors for my caregivers? And usually this is to avoid the whole payroll tax thing, that you have to deal with as far as like paying state, federal, and Social Security and all that stuff. Um, we did it in the beginning. We used independent contractors. We didn't really know if we were legal or not, or compliant or not in the beginning, but we did it, and we didn't get in any trouble. But what I would say, check with your local labor department in your city and see what you're doing. Again, every company is different, and we all do it a little different. So there's no one way to do this stuff. So what I would say, if you're interested in using independent contractors, um, check with your labor department and see if your company and what your structure is going to be and what's your strategy going to be to see if that fit with the independent contractors laws in your local area. I don't want to say don't do it, and I don't want to say do it. I want you to check and see personally for your company, for the safety and security of your company, to see if that's okay for your company to do it. Again, we did it in the beginning, not knowing that what we were doing as far as was it legal or not. But we eventually moved to what is called paychecks, and that is a service that you can pay for that they're going to take over your payroll for you, and they take out state, federal, Social Security, everything. They can even help you get insurance, so you can insure your girls, so your girls can even be getting health insurance. They also have a program where it helps you with workman's comp. So all of these things that you're kind of concerned about with payroll, they help you with it. So don't stress too much about it. Just go ahead and get with paychecks, and they'll do most of the heavy lifting for you, and they'll explain it to you and kind of coach you through the whole process of handling your payroll. So basically, all we have to do is get the girls to fill out the necessary paperwork, send it to paychecks, get them in the system, send paychecks the money on a specific date, before payroll. Send the printout or who gets what, the money, and then they break it down from there. So it's real simple stuff. Don't let this hold you back. Don't let this be like a place where you just get too much like anxiety and just want to forget about it, because it's not that hard. Payroll is not that hard. Start off with one. When obviously gonna start with one person. Don't try to hire like 5 people at one time. Unless you have to, unless you have that many clients. But start off with one person, and also put yourself on there as well, so you can be receiving a check. Also, just to kind of understand the process, if you just want to do it first for yourself, you know what I mean, just so you can see exactly how the process works. Training. We like to do a group meeting, an employee or a caregiver meeting once a month, so we can kind of go through our employee handbook and stuff like that, and some training materials that we have. We try to do it once a month, and then we also have them on the system, and we'll talk a little bit about that online training system later in the continued education lesson. But training, you definitely want to just get in front of your girls. Get in front of, I always say girls, but caregivers. Get in front of your caregivers once a month. and talk to them about, because you're going to get calls and concerns and things like that that's going to happen in your company. Once you're going to get calls from clients, you're going to have complaints and stuff like that, and you just don't want you want to address it. You want to address it at these trainings. You want to say, okay, this is the things that we're doing, this is what we're hearing, and you just kind of make sure that they know, because a lot of times people make mistakes not knowing. And if they don't know that that's something or a standard that you set for your company, then they're not going to know. They're going to go against it. But if it's only in your head and you're not giving it to them, um, you have to, they're not going to be able to comply. But so you constantly want, and you constantly want to train them on a monthly basis and get in front of them. And also, this is a good time for you guys to hear what they're going through. They might have a concern about this client, and outside of what you're hearing, they're writing in the logbook. They might have like some general concerns, and or there's some stuff going on with them, or so a feeling they might have towards the company. So this is just a good opportunity for you to just kind of sit down, do some face to face with all the girls and caregivers, and get them get them ready, and make sure they're on the right track. And every month you want to keep doing the same thing. Uniform. You want to institute a uniform um, for your company. You want to have, so like our administrative assistant, she has to wear a polo shirt with our logo on it. We provide the shirt, 3 shirts for her, and khaki pants, and black shoes. That's the uniform for our administrative assistant, our staff, period. So everybody in our staff, we consider staff as the manager, the assistant, and, me, Dale, the assistant, and anybody else who takes on a staff role, a non-caregiver role, like we that's the uniform, the polo shirt with the company logo, the khaki pants, and the black shoes. Caregivers, scrub top, with our logo, scrub bottoms, and whatever kind of comfortable shoes you can wear. You want this is part of branding, and it's this is a branding strategy, and it's also a uniformity. It shows a team. So when they see other caregivers and they all have the same uniform on, it creates camaraderie, and we're all together, we're all in this thing together, we're all working together, and that's part of it. You want to have that connection between everybody, and also you want to have people constantly branding your company as they're moving around. So even though it's just a company logo on the front, front breast pocket or something, front left pocket or front right pocket, wherever you put your logo, we suggest you put your logo on all the scrubs that you give your caregivers. Oh, and we give them, 4 scrub tops, and they, pay for their own bottoms. And we just feel like it's very important to make the caregivers wear uniform scrub, and then the staff as well. ADL wear is where we basically have all our staff and caregivers information. You want to get a software program, whether it's ADLware or any other software that just kind of helps you manage your business. To do it without it in the beginning is okay, but once you get it, you're still gonna have to go back and put the information in there. So I mean, as soon as you get the money, as soon as you're able to get a software program that's specific for your type of business, whether it's home care or some kind of medical medical home health, medical company, home care company, healthcare company. So you want to have a software program, because I mean, you can't do this stuff on paper. You can't do it in Excel by yourself. You want to have somebody who's already did the hard work, figured out, that you're gonna need this screen for employees, this screen for payroll, this screen for scheduling, and then also ADLware has the telephony, so they can call in And once they get to a client's house, you can see exactly what time they clocked in and stuff like that, down to the second. So there's usually never any discrepancy about clocking in and clocking out, because they can't call from their cell phone. They can only call from the client's home. So that's another added value from ADLware, and different companies as well. I'm not saying you have to use ADLware, but that's just one we use and we suggest everyone using. And if you call them, if you do use ADLware and you tell them we sent you, you'll get a discount. So and also there's a probationary period. We give everybody a 30-day probation, that no calling out, no late, none of that stuff. 30 days. If they do that for 30 days, then they're pretty much on the team. But if they can't get through their first 30 days without calling out, being late, any complaints or anything like that, then we're just gonna let them go. So that's pretty much what we're doing as far as once we're hiring them. And again, just take some of this information, take it. Hopefully you can use it and implement it in your new home care service. And again, I wanted to remind everybody that you can also ask questions. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section and we'll answer them promptly.